This is the two best players that the West has to offer. It is the Emperor Happy, who has won B Cup Book 4, who is the reigning and defending champion. And he is up against Starbuck, the Slovenian Silverhand, who defeated him already in Dubai, who basically single-handedly established Pally Rifle into the pro scene. And this is probably, at the moment, alongside Fortitude, the scariest opponent that Happy has. This is the first grand final for Starbuck in his Warcraft 3 career in a big international tournament, and he is up against the best. Can he keep his nerves together? Is this A-class Starbuck, as we've seen yesterday? On this patch, it is 6-3. In the decider of the recent DWCC in the winner bracket, Starbuck was successful. Yesterday, in the winner bracket final, Starbuck was successful. How much did Happy learn from his grind yesterday? How much is he able to change in comparison to the series yesterday? Yesterday, it was the most one-sided series that I've seen from a non-Fortitude player against Happy ever. Best of 7, 4 maps to the championship. Happy on the right-hand side, opening up with the build that a lot of people were yelling at the Discords, at the Reddits, everywhere, the Twitch chat, of course. Get lost with your DK, gimme that Beetle Boy, and it is the Crypt Lord. And we are so happy to see this unfold. For Starbuck's build, we don't have to even look into the main base. It is the Pally Rifle. It is the best build. It is the strongest build. And Starbuck is one of the top 2 players with that build. How much can he adjust in comparison to the winner bracket final? It is a new challenge. Yesterday, Happy handicapped himself a little bit. With his openings, with his aggression that led to nowhere. The Crypt Lord scales with expansions. The Crypt Lord scales in mass. Turtle Rock is one of the hardest maps to expand on, but if someone can do it, it's probably gonna be Happy. And how good is Starbuck against this style? I said to Starbuck yesterday, bro, this looked like you're winning the Paralympics 100-meter sprint with the Formula 1 car. And it did. Happy, Turtle Rock, Expo. So far, Starbuck doesn't have too much. He has some militia. He's going for some creeping. And this is quite a big camp already. A bit unlucky that the units are retreating, and that gives Happy the full red spot with no cannibalize, but with a ritual dagger. Thank you, Hiob51. Orcs smell. Well, they made it to the top 4, but not to the top 2. Sobi mask for the Crypt Lord at the moment is incredible. More mana, more beetles, more crypt speed, more everything. Later, the Blood Mage can of course feast at that mana and just take it all away. Double Mantle of Intelligence as well. Oh, this will turn into a Blood Mage buffet later on. But Happy with the quick level 3, with the right adjustments. With the second base coming up. For Starbuck, it is now all about tempo. Get the levels up, he's left alone. This is very fishy. And he must know that something is up and that Happy is going for an entirely different build compared to yesterday. Gets the level 3 Paladin precisely when he needs it. But Happy is now trying to go for counter aggression. Of course, Starbuck has this in the back of his head. There must be an expo. He saw the item. 1000% he knows. But he cannot cross the map without exposing his own base. And that is an issue. We get the tower up, maybe a little bit late. Get the lumber mill in. The tech is running as well. Starbuck is probably going to try to baptize a couple of ghouls here. Happy did play this strat before. It's not entirely novel, but there were some flaws. For example, preferring a graveyard over mass production, over attack. These flaws have to be ironed out, and I say it and I see the graveyard. He wants towers. Lots of towers. For that, you need the graveyard. Is that the right call, though? At the moment, all that that Happy is doing is distract. Will Happy find a way into Starbuck's base? Against Fortitude, there were moments where he annihilated the entire human economy down to 3 peasants and still lost the game. Off we go. We got mana burn on the Crypt Lord, no damage on the Beetles. This is ravaging the economy at a very, very vulnerable state of Starbuck's game. This should be a lot of units falling, and can Starbuck recover from there? And how many losses will Happy take? This is the big exodus. The base is open. Starbuck was blocking a couple of exits, but not all of them. Crypt Lord also not blocked because he prepared for this with a Staff of Teleportation, and the damage is done, and Starbuck is down to 11 workers, but this could have been way worse. In the meantime, Happy is starting to mine. Second Necropolis. He's teching no, he's just building. Okay, sorry. I thought he's teching there. Lol. Wait, no, he is teching here. Wait, am I dumb? No, he's building that. He's not teching yet. He has 3 Necropolis, but no tech. He has no lumber. What? Blood Mage! Intercepted! Perfect impale, perfect moment. But there's Banish first. Okay, keep him stuck, keep him surrounded. Lets him get out of there. Huge mistake. Could have easily killed this Blood Mage. It is a little bit of a win that this is now no Siphon mana. And there is, of course, going to be another chance. Banish again. But he's surrounded now. Staff at the ready. No disable. Should be fine. Also got the cloak. So a little bit of wasted time. And this is all economy for Happy. Gets another surround in. There is no staff, only a TP, plus the Holy Light and the rifle damage. Maybe a little bit of a trap there as well for some free damage. Happy is losing a lot of momentum. Now he's teching. This is so late. 8 minutes. And here's the rifle push. Big mana. Oh my god, is that a lucky find, of course. He doesn't have Siphon. He wouldn't have had infinite mana, which is what makes the Paladin so scary. And instead, he gets the big mana. The next Ghoul Flood is coming in, and let's be honest, guys. This has to crush Starbuck's base almost. But it is 16 ghouls. The man who defeated Pala Rifle with orcs and 20 grunts is now trying it with mass ghouls. Staffing in, that means he can't get out except with the TP. Damage will be done on both sides. Happy, of course, on 2 bases. Blocking with the Spirit Tower, trying to repair. No income here, but he does have income on the left-hand side. Starbuck at the moment, no income whatsoever. Half of the army is not very effective, to be honest. The towers are still standing there. Not too sure if Happy is maneuvering this correctly, but the militia are looking fine for now. Question is for how long and when can you force that town port? I think the tower focus is amazing. Happy! TP! What? 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 Is that on purpose? It must be on purpose. It must be on purpose to leave the ghouls behind, to leave the beetles behind, and to ravage this base even more. Happy back to his StarCraft roots when his base is getting ravaged. His base is gone, isn't it? There's 2 workers left. Tower's gone. Big XP now, of course. If you can block the exit. Double kill, triple kill, quad kill. Happy is down to 18 food. It feels like an overcommitment. But who are we to judge the Emperor? Crypt Lord coming back. 110 seconds without your hero. And due to the base being killed, Or the Acolytes, at least. He can't go for the Tavern Revive. Starbuck is feasting on these ghouls. With double crypt and cheap ghouls, you can of course muscle up an army again. And Starbuck needs the big economic regrowth. He was down to 2 workers. He could have sent the ghouls to Lumber and TP, go to the Expo, and heal there to keep the Crypt Lord on the map. Then he would have portaled with the Beetles, but at least the ghouls would have been there. So I understand that he wanted to stay there longer, but there were other ways around it. If you send the ghouls to Lumber, they count as workers and they are not part of the town portal. It was chaotic. It was hectic. It is a great start to our grand final. No towers up. Floodgates open. Militia called immediately. He wants to win this with his expansion on the left-hand side. Spirit Towers helping. Next one cancelled. Happy has so many ziggurats. And Starbuck can't crack this base anymore, it seems. This is open. I feel like Starbuck is running out of options with his 5 workers he got left. This time, no mass ghouls part of the attack, rather of the defense. Happy is just walking it off and he's mining and mining and mining. I love this shop here. Love it. And Happy is just ignoring the siege.
Player's forces are under attack.
And Starbuck's plays don't work out. The Blood Mage is useless. There is no fights. Impale! Perfect Impale! Oh my god! What a setup! The Paladin isn't here. The staff is on cooldown for 40 seconds. The rifles are suffering big time. This is an easy kill if you follow. And this is another one. Did Happy crack the code? Separate the Pally and the Blood Mage and your life is so much easier. Down to 4 lousy riflemen. 4.7 versus 4.6. Super interesting, by the way, that Happy is not going for a DK. Maybe he couldn't accumulate the resources. No direct contact between the armies. 0. Don't allow a connection to your hero, to your units. 4 Spirit Towers. Jesus Christ. It's Starbuck. I got 3 towers. This base is not as approachable as it once was. Happy still has a town portal to react whenever he feels like it's necessary. Crypt under attack, tier 3 running. Towers are strong. Towers are very strong, but it's all about economy. If you take out the workers here, you're still in the grand spot because you are the one mining, but you might be able... Oh, the heal scroll! So much value! This goes for both sides, though. We've seen this before, especially by Fortitude, how much impact this has. And now the Pally is stuck next to his farm. He thinks, fix farms, fix farms. He can't get out. The militia are trying everything. The Divine Shield is at the ready. And Happy opens up that surround. This is too many losses. Once again, a little bit of a bait. And now the Crypt Lord himself is surrounded. Will he town portal out this time is the question. Once we see the animation, we're going to look into the base. How much damage was done? The crypt is gone. Going to be rebuilt. Would love to see more production buildings on the left-hand side. Happy losing a lot again. This is the new main. And he is doubling down on the crypts at the expansion. Going tier 3 as well. These ghouls will become more and more scary. Once again, no Pally here. Happy is playing around the limited mobility of the Paladin. Yes, he can stab. Yes, he can TP. But that's about it. You don't want to TP because you want to keep the siege up with the rifles and the Blood Mage. And you then need the staff defensively. I think this is incredibly smart by Happy, who has, again, a formidable ghoul army. But no TP anymore, has to rebuy it. Crypt down, no production, one would think. But then you look into the left-hand side and it's all as it was before. Alpha Machine, thank you for the 30 month. This is Warcraft, everybody! Quite some elements of a StarCraft game.
A player's forces are under
Both
attack.
StarCraft players before, competitive StarCraft players. They know how to use their assets to full effect. Triple, crypt, ghouls. This is the saddest unit diversity, obviously. But this might be the only way. Level 5 on the Crypt Lord. Aiming for the beetles, aiming for the towers, leaving the paladin alone now, as he knows that divine shield will be up, so it's kind of nonsensical to go for damage. It's about the towers, and it's about disrupting this economy. We check the main bases, 4,900 here, 4,200 here, and this was also under attack. Crazy game. But the big difference is this base. Now, Happy has arrived on tier 3. He has the Frenzy. Invis on the Pit Lord so he can't be siphoned. And Starbuck doesn't necessarily know where he is. We have a flank on the right hand side. More ghouls. Again, relentless.
A player's forces
How many ghouls gave their life for the stage of the game that Happy is in right now. Impressive, by the way, how Starbuck is able to overcome this economy harass. Was able to muscle up 8 rifles once again. But for the first time, the staff is on cooldown and there's no TP. Will this be the attack that completely breaks Starbuck? Tower down, economy down. Has to evacuate here somehow. Rushing back as much as you can. Rush. The towers are falling once again. This is a huge opener for Happy. Into the late game, the beetles are incredibly strong. No mana to be siphoned here. No statues to be siphoned. And now we TP as the damage is done and the ghouls are safe and the progress is not visible. Here we go. How different a series can look from one day to the next. When the entire scene is crying, nerf this, nerf that, delete this hero, delete this unit. Happy goes back to the drawing board and comes up with a new approach with the available tools. And this is the difference between a Reddit balance whiner and a former world champion. To be honest, I was balance whining yesterday as well. One of you. Starbuck is getting, I think, more intelligent in the defense. He starts to read the game better. He doesn't read this one. And that is the problem. That is now the problem. There wasn't enough time to get the towers back up. And without the towers, what can these peasants do? Nothing! Happy is back! And he has a solution to the pallies and the rifles. 1-0! For the champion of B Cup, and this tech switch and this different approach hit Starbuck like a truck. Probably unexpected. Probably unprepared for. Mr. Starbuck, you have a new challenge in your very, very first Warcraft 3 International Grand Final. You're down a map. We got a Crypt Lord once again. Happy is sticking to the guns for a long time. We say he should maybe switch things up more within a series. But maybe this is not the time and not the place. Autumn Leaves, very different map. When we have a lot of room to go and a lot of things to do on the map on Turtle Rock, 3 different avenues, hard to scout. Autumn Leaves is very center-centric, if that's a word. These camps are so important. There's a mine right here, which could be Happy's Expo. He'll probably go here though. Bigger bounty, bigger XP, further away. And Happy is playing the same. I think this is probably already a little win for Starbuck. Seeing that Happy sticks to being a one-trick pony in a series. I want to stress this, in a series. He has become way more experimental than he once was. But now he knows this is what I have to prepare for. This is where I have to come up with solutions for the rest of the series. The Pally rifle opener is so far the same. The creeping towards level 3. And on map 1, the level 3 timing was extraordinary. Speaking of extraordinary things, a ring of regeneration for 2 HP per second on the Crypt Lord is extraordinary and probably one of the best finds he could have hoped for. And the creeping unfolds. Paladin also nice with more armor. This is what you want, especially once the Blood Mage isn't around. Wonder how this game goes when the Blood Mage is not getting surrounded and has to go for Banish. This surely took some momentum away from Starbuck's tier 2 power spike. And again we get intelligence, we get mana. This is one more set of beetles and an incredibly fast level 3. Expo up again. Starbuck must be sure that this is what you have to deal with. Happy is for now waiting for the graveyard. He got 9 ghouls and this is crazy, isn't it? Because Happy is teching so late and he knows that ghouls are working for so long, he can purposefully postponing the tech up until the 8-minute mark. And what is Pally Rifle supposed to do against 9 ghouls, 5 beetles? You have to tech fast for the Blood Mage. You can't call Militia, alright, but then you're getting slaughtered. Starbuck has to adjust, and so far he didn't properly adjust. The damage is there, the kills are here. How many workers do we have? 12 at the moment. Crypt Lord kind of surrounded. He once again got the staff. Can get out. No TP. Oh, second surround maybe. He's so hurt. No TP. Happy. There must be a holy light in a second. He got the mana. Baptized, bitch. And again, a high level Crypt Lord kill. But that draw the attention of the rifles and the Pally for a long time. Did it do enough damage? Happy microing the skeletons now. Starbuck microing the peasant. Oh boy, this is so close.
Not like
and then he gets the kill eventually. Are you kidding me? Show me a scene that describes this series in a nutshell. A 1 HP skeleton killing a 5 HP peasant. Right freaking on. Crypt Lord back from the tavern. Blood Mage is coming from the altar. Starbuck going for the counter aggression. He knows if there's no graveyard, Happy is kneecapped and can't build any towers. Floodgates open. Acolytes have to evacuate. He's rebuilding already. All out aggression. I don't want to be a worker in this series at all. They're gonna be the targets for the next 6, hopefully 6 games to come. Nobody is fighting with each other. They're just taking out the working class. Warcraft 3 once again, emulating real life. Who is this better for? This is... unprecedented moments, really. It is so rare that humans and undeads aren't in their faces the entire time. You just ignore each other. And you wreck each other. And whoever comes up with the best economy might win. Rifle down, base alone for a bit. Is maybe Flame Strike the solution? That would be the easiest change, right? To maybe not go Banish, but instead Flame Strike, because there's so many targets and there's so much damage. Happy is fully mining on both gold mines. This looks better than game 1, but is it looking good enough? Starbuck is at 60 gold, handful of workers, that's it. Happy's, we are at 8 minutes, Happy has no tech, and Happy has no graveyard. This is odd. Oh, he's coming up with one though. I've never seen games like this. I've never seen games like this. 22 years of Warcraft. Still innovating. And I love that he splits the production to left base and right base. Exactly how I was supposed to do. Don't be too vulnerable on just one spot. Spread it out. Just like you spread out your army. Starbuck is a little bit surrounded here. This time the siphon is working. We're canceling ziggurats left and right and trying to rebuild it. Rifles are falling. Crypt Lord level 3.7. Pally, of course. Crazy rise as ghouls are falling left and right as well. There was an attack in Starbuck's base. And there's a couple more corpses, but not too many actually. It's still 11 workers. And that seems to be fine. I think it's alright. Economy is a disaster. Can't go rifles whatsoever. And the levels aren't where they're supposed to be yet. And I say this with a level 4.6 paladin and a close to level 2 blood mage. Like, it's surreal. I'm super curious if he goes Flame Strike. In a perfect world, of course, Griffins are the solution. Crypt Lord is very weak against Griffins. Ghouls can't attack up, obviously. But how do you get to tier 3 when waves and waves and waves of ghoul beetle attacks crushing at your shore? This is impossible. Solid retreats. This kill is level 2 and now we got the tell. Yes! Great minds think alike, bald heads think alike. Flame Strike is the answer. Instead of staffing back the paladin who can only holy light one target, why not go with Flame Strike and burn these ghouls to a crisp? This could be mass murder very, very soon. Towers are up 2, going up to 4. 3 weren't enough. Let's try with 4. Profit. And I know a thing or two about this game.
Love the purple color of happy.
What the heck is going on here? Ah, creep's woken up. Nice. That was funny. Not gonna lie. That was funny. It's getting harder and harder to break this base. Happy is already preparing a Zeppelin, but Starbuck saw it immediately. With solid guard tower focus, this should be fine. So what now? This is a million times better for Starbuck than it was in game 1. Way less pressure. He's still facing 2 base though, and Happy is, I can't believe it, 11 minutes 50 seconds on the way to tier 2.
A player's forces are under attack.
It's getting harder and harder for Happy to get into the base
Town is under
without losing an absurd amount of HP. The heal scroll is necessary. The heal scroll is necessary soon, and he finds the perfect moment. This good kills for Happy, trades a TP because he has the economical advantage. He can afford this, and he's getting out with pretty much everything. Not too much progress, not even time for one flame strike. And this looks like Starbuck is blocked in his base, but flame strike destroys trees, so he can get out. Sharp. Sharp, Bucky, sharp. True, we have a double graveyard. This is for the wall off, I guess.
under attack.
Acolyte patrolling as well. This is crazy, I'm getting chills. There you go, mate. There you go. Warcraft 2025. Preparing the next attack. Happy is playing Autumn Leaves, very, very similar to Turtle Rock. Vamp Aura, of course. Not the greatest find. We go Flame Strike 2. We have level 5 Paladin for the Holy Light and Nuke.
A player's forces are under
Wow.
under siege.
Wow. Wow. Smart. Expanding upper left. Are you kidding me, Happy? At the expansion of Starbuck, trying to triple down on the economy while at the same time dropping into the base. Warcraft has officially become Starcraft now. Zeppelin is crashing. That's your way out. Happy has a TP though, but it's all about the workers. Every single worker is Starbuck's lifeline now, and he's down to 6. And Happy is willing to trade more HP. And I think Starbuck is using the Flame Strike not defensively but offensively to find a solution to break the towers, which he couldn't get early on. This is the TP. Relatively easy. Mass repair. Starbuck is not using his Flame Strike. Is he overwhelmed? Is he too busy saving his workers so he can't use the Blood Mage properly? This is what it looks like. And why would you ever scout the left-hand side? The snobbish, arrogant Blood Mage abandoning his friends. Oh, he had to use the Flame Strike again to get out. Oh my god, look at these corpses. There's so many. The Rex has fallen. The economy has fallen.
A player's
He's
forces
okay, he does see the expo. Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. He wanted to creep, I guess. But yeah, that's gone. He already scouted? Okay, sorry, I missed it then. But that's level 5 very soon for the Crypt Lord.
town is under siege.
Sacrificial Pit for a shade. More ghouls. We see Frenzy. We have reached tier 3. Triple Crypt. A ridiculous state of the game where both players are just spamming tier 1 units. 3 euros by MW. What a great show indeed. Very, very happy that I'm able to bring you these games. Happy's getting rich. Scout of the Gyro. Soon a Scout of a Shade. These guys will have perfect information. Next attack. I feel like these attacks don't do much though. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Heal scrolls on both sides. $17 ghouls. What those? Thank you for the sub.
Today happy ha beater luck I see smiley face.
Exactly. Off we go. 18 ghouls. It is an invite to a flame strike. Burn! Oh boy, there's a lot of damage, and Happy has no heal scroll. He has to do the damage now. He cannot allow more flame strikes like this. But we have ghouls with Frenzy and the Scroll of the Beast. And another flame strike. Oh my god, how is he supposed to heal this? Starbuck's kiting has to be crazy, has to be perfect. And Happy is splitting a couple of ghouls to the left, a couple of ghouls here. Next flame strike. Happy ARPG-like dodging that. Blood Mage is not taking quite some hits here. And the damage of the ghouls is not ending up too much on the human army. Now he gets 2 rifles. Blood Mage running away. Love that second split. This is crazy, crazy Warcraft. I'd go as far and say we've never seen something like this in professional Warcraft before. Blood Mage is dead though. The hunt of the ghouls is successful. Starbuck overwhelmed in the macro department. And Happy has twice the supply, 3 times the bases, and 2 points on the scoreboard very, very, very soon. Insane multitasking by Dimitri Kostin. Starbuck is trying his utmost to get in there, to stay in there, but the Emperor is halfway back on the throne. 2-0. The strat keeps on working regardless of the flame strike. So many fires. An utter arsonist. Happy is. Starbuck can't follow. Since the beginning of the Pally rifle, we've said this strategy is slow. This strategy lacks mobility. And Happy is everywhere, all the time, all at once.
Hello.
Oh, we have a high guest here on the broadcast, Mr. Soul 8man. I know this isn't a pleasant time for you right now. I hope you can hold back your tears, but how are you feeling right now?
I'm first thing first, thank you for the invite. I'm adjusting Discord audio because my viewers are deafened. But Mr. Neo, you know that I'm open to new strategies, to new experimentation. And Mr. Tox even told me that Happy was hiding strategies in previous series versus Starbuck because he's playing completely different. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. From like DK harass to mega multitasking, mass base, super late techs as well. This is something that I think he tried to develop versus Fortitude, but never really worked. And now he takes it one step further, and it seems to be the key right now.
You know, they say that you save the best for the last, and this is a huge tournament, is the biggest final, and it's best of 5, it's best of 7. So Mr. Happy needs 2 more wins, and the question is, can Starbuck find solutions because the time is running out?
That's right, and this is why I call you, Soul, because if someone has solutions, it's probably a member of the Pally Rifle University. So what's your mind saying? What is Toxie saying? What is Lemes saying? How to counter this?
Well, if we are expecting that our opponent is going to lame really hard, we need towers, right? And Mr. Happy, of course, nobody is going to judge him for laming versus Pala Rifle, right? You need to use every single tool in your toolbox. So our is basically cooperation should be around towers, right? So that's what we want to say to Starbuck, make more towers, and how exactly there are solutions, but I think the game is starting, Mr. Neo.
All right. Do you want to cast together, or do you want to do a solo cast?
Let's cast together, I think that's perfect, and we are just going to join Flow TV, we'll have the same screen, and let's go.
Let's go, let's go. We have to fast forward, I think, until it's live.
Yes,
and then
3 minutes, yes. Gladly time works the same for everybody around the world, so 3 minutes is 3 minutes, right?
That's right.
Let's go.
No stupid time zones, okay. 2-0, Starbuck is struggling big time after defeating Happy very swiftly yesterday. New solutions, lots of ghouls, and a Crypt Lord. So, yeah, I think the Flame Strike idea was a good one. But Happy just outmaneuvered it mostly.
Before we go into Flame Strike, again, we need to have our base secure. Our base needs to be able to defend itself, right? So we need to have 3 guard towers, and also Undead can use mind games, right? So we can't just make 3 guard towers blindly, because Mr. Happy can just go creep or something like that. So Mr. Neo, we need to keep eye on the peasant count in this game. If Mr. Starbuck going to make 2 additional peasants, and we need to keep eye on his lumber mill timing. Because I think if he's not going to add these towers earlier, he's going to repeat the scenario from game 1 and game 2. We want to see Polar Rifle player pushing, while the base can defend itself.
Alright, so if you build the towers earlier, and I think Starbuck tried to do this on map 1 already, you have to sacrifice something, right? So are you teching later because of it, or are you trying to erect the tower in between the tech? Because Happy is not teching for like 9 to 10 minutes, and he will have like 15 ghouls again.
Yes, exactly. What we are sacrificing is the push timing, but as you said, Mr. Neo, Mr. Happy is sacrificing his own timing as well, right? So there will be no super fast ghoul frenzy, which is of course deadly to Polar Rifle, and that's why I think that if Starbuck is sacrificing this and Happy as well, it should be fine. We need to have a healthy base. That's the most important part.
Yeah, and this was not a healthy base in the first 2 maps here. You think Starbuck is a bit overwhelmed in general, or do you think Starbuck is a player who can adjust now and will find a solution within the series?
Well, in Starbuck we trust. He is our representative, and he doesn't have that much experience recently versus heavy laming undeads. So yes, I'm very curious to see what he will figure it out. I know that he's streaming. I know that Mr. Toxi and other high members of the Polar Rifle community are there giving him advice. And yes, I'm very excited what is going to happen now, and eyes closed on the main base, and he's making 1 tower before tech, so he's already adjusting.
Okay, nice to see it. By now, he should have confirmation that Happy is going blindly into an expansion, which again is the case. So Happy is once again not adjusting anything, and I wonder if that's maybe once again a weakness of his, as he's becoming too predictable in a long best of 7 series. And
before we go to the late game, we need to keep the early game alive, and this is a disaster by Mr. Starbuck. He lost 1 rifleman, and his entire plan is to cancel Haunted Goldmine. Mr. Happy is great with blocks. He's going to block some rifles with his acolyte. Can he do it, Mr. Neo?
Looking
Can
good
he do
so
it?
far. Needs more damage. This will cost the town portal for sure.
Impel, Impel connects with every single unit. No.
Oh, that's of course damage mitigation. The big mighty hammer of justice might just be enough.
He will do it. The rifleman needs to survive. It's Polar Rifle, not solo paladin. Rifleman survives. Good. But okay, the game is still open. I like position for Happy. Ay.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you? Is all
yes.
good sound-wise? All right.
Yes,
all right,
I can
right.
hear. Yes,
I had
yes.
some technical difficulties here, but yeah, definitely a trade. Rifles falling, Expo falling. I like that Starbuck is switching it up, way more aggressive than before.
Yeah, he was aggressive, but he paid the price. He paid price in 2 rifles and a TP, right? And now Mr. Happy maybe will have less gold, but Mr. Starbuck, you know, he doesn't have map control. That's also a problem. With Polar Rifle, you need to have a lot of rifles. And I like what Mr. Starbuck is doing. He acquired Ice Troll Berserker to just have more damage to fight Happy. Because Happy after level 3, what he can do? He will be aggressive, right?
Exactly, and it's not too far off, I think. We have 10 ghouls already. We got a big mana potion on Happy as well. I see the future, you know, I'm the prophet soul, and there's gonna be a lot of workers dying again.
Good news for Starbuck that he is near, that he has Paladin on level 3, and Arcane Tower is already up, so it's not going to be that bad, but still, Starbuck is not pushing, Starbuck is busy, and that's what Happy wants.
So crazy how different this series is from yesterday, but my crystal ball must have been broken, because this was almost a flawless defense.
Yeah, I do agree with you. If Starbuck would be out of position, if Starbuck would be like in the middle of the map, maybe thinking about cancelling the Undead Expo yet again, but no, he was around the corner, and for example now, look at this. When there is no parents at home, Undeads can party, and they are going into this base now.
And we're gonna party on peasant graves, oh yeah. Only 1 Arcane Tower. This doesn't do anything against ghouls. It's very good against Crypt Lord and Beetles, of course. But the poor militia have to hold the fort again, and Starbuck maybe misreading the play and wasn't aware of that second push by Happy.
Yeah, but still, it's not that bad. He crept, Starbuck crept small green camp, and he didn't lose that much. But look, Mr. Neo, 6 healthy ghouls are coming. But now, all of the mana belongs to Pala Rifle player because the Blood Mage is out. And now decision by Mr. Starbuck. What he's doing? He's trying to ignore Happy army, but I don't know if it's a good idea. Look, he's going to the middle, he's leaving the base open, and what he can do to the expansion? Nothing, he's just going back. That was a bad read. And Happy's going in, look!
Staff of Teleportation technology, we love it. He will be able to get the...
This is kamikaze!
The guard tower is up, but only for a second. Happy doesn't matter if he has to sacrifice.
Enter, and there is big mana potion, Mr. Neo. All the peasants are going to die, and Starbuck is going to watch.
Grande Impale or what? Oh, no, no more beetles. There's no Arcane Tower, and there it is! Grande Impale. Oh my. My crystal ball wasn't broken, it was just a little delayed.
Well, I can't believe it. Decision by Mr. Happy to go inside of the base, right? With this Staff of Teleportation without the TP, because he knew that there is a full base wall off and that the rifles can't squeeze through. And Mr. Starbuck is not mining while Undead has 2 bases.
There is a little bit of an attack, but with only rifles against the Spirit Tower coming up. Spirit Towers were criticized a lot in the previous series of Starbuck vs. Happy, but in this series, I think they saved the base over and over, so Happy was right all along.
Yes, sir. This combination of aggression and towers in a good position. 3-0 looked like 3-0 for Mr. Starbuck, for Mr. Happy, and towers, they were not ready in time.
I'm so saddened for the Pally Rifle University. I can almost not hold it back, but yeah, this is looking hopeless, and instead of getting better, things are just getting worse.
I mean, the devil's in the details, right? So Mr. Starbuck decided to cross the map in the bad moment, he miscalculated it, and Happy, you need to have this killer instinct, Mr. Neo, to see the opportunity to stuff into the danger, into the mass militia, because you have Cripplord with level 3, with mana potion, without the TP. Nobody on planet Earth would think about this, but Mr. Happy is like, oh, this looks good, let's go there. And Mr. Starbuck again, he was just watching his rifles dying and his peasants dying, and he couldn't do anything.
So you think Starbuck is broken now? Or is he able to reverse sweep Happy? He did it before in Dubai in a best of 5.
I think Mr. Starbuck needs to get into the zone, you know? He needs to get into this defensive mindset, but it's not that easy because this is a long series. So there will be one game when Starbuck will play differently, you know? He will basically hard creep, 0 laming, and then you have those towers without any reason. So that's maybe Starbuck was still thinking about playing a little bit, you know, greedy without the towers, because sometimes we have this saying on the in our Pala Rifle University facility that it's on the board, you know, in the corridor. Sometimes staying in your base doing nothing, it's better than going across the map and losing your base, right? So sometimes just stay, wait for your towers, and then the game can work for you.
Yeah, we have the same saying in the free-for-all community where we say sitting is winning.
Yes, in some moments, definitely, and yes, it's good versus lamers, and again, I'm not going to blame Mr. Happy for using this tool, and he's a pretty good lamer, so thanks God that he's not playing Orc. Imagine the Wyvern laming.
Laming. One can call it laming, some others say very strategical, thought-out economic harass.
Well, don't blame the player, blame the game. And again, why we love Warcraft 3, I think, is because you have so many different strategies here with so many different heroes and stuff like that. And for example, with all the love to StarCraft 2 community, not having heroes, not having items, it's a little bit different, right? So in Warcraft 3, you can have lamers, you can have players that fight very honest, like Pala Rifle players. And yes, I'm excited for game number 4. And do you see, Mr. Neo, what Starbuck is doing?
I do. This is what I like what I see. It is no Pally Rifle. Usually Pally Rifle was a strategy that you use when you're kind of desperate, when the Archmage doesn't work. Now it's the other way around. Pally Rifle is the meta and Archmage is the off meta. And since you're fighting a lot of ghouls, you need a strong unit or a strong weapon against these ghouls, and few things are better against that than a high level Archmage.
Yes, during LAN 2025, I had the pleasure of talking with Mr. Dice, and I asked him a question like, hey Dice, I saw that some Night Elves used to play Warden versus Human all the time, and now it's zero Warden, mostly Demon Hunter, and we are playing at the same patch. It was like a Warden fashion, basically, Warden season, and he said it's like, when opponents, they got you good experience versus particular strategy, when they got some muscle memory, and you can't win with particular strategy anymore, you just switch up things, right? So I think Mr. Happy spent a lot of time thinking about Pally Rifle, and probably that's why Mr. Starbuck decided to give it something different. And Mr. Neo, how do you like the creep road by Human? It can be an offensive creep road.
I really like what I see. The Footman was dragging out the Golem, then moves south to the Scout, so he confirms it is a Crypt Lord again. He got the Skull in his inventory again, so Happy is doing what he did the past 3 maps. This level 2, this is a big mana potion.
Hey, look where this Archmage is going.
Yep, all the way to the south.
Aggression. Yep. Okay, so when you creep lab first, yes, you can get level 3 quickly with crabs and a remote creeping of the orange camp. And you know what the next step is, the Undead expansion.
I wanted to ask you this for a long time, but is the crab like a distant relative to the Makrura?
That's a very good question. Now, you know, the Pally Rifle University is doing well, so we can hire a biologist to make a deeper research. But eyes on this expansion, what Mr. Starbuck can do about this.
That
Last
is...
hit.
Okay, Null Overseer, up for grabs. Nice impale, but Happy got it.
Yes, Happy got it, but the question is, can Happy make expansion? Because, this surround on the water elemental, there's nice, because they die so quickly. And juicy impale, mamma mia.
Oh, a double kill on the water elemental. No dehydration anymore. Happy is taking some losses and he can't expand as fast as he wanted to. But Happy is still making this as good as you can, possibly.
Yes, but the good news is that... Actually, look, Mr. Neo, we should highlight it earlier. Both players are taking already, right? So it's going to be 1 base versus 1 base. Human, of course, wants to play Rifle Caster. And Undead really likes to play 1 base versus 1 base, so I don't know, Mr. Starbuck needs to do more, right? Starbuck, I think, can't just pull back, he wants to slow the Undead, and beautiful deny by Mr. Happy.
The Ritual Dagger, what a wonderful tool. Healing cancelled by the Archmage, that's of course an advantage that the old man has, the range attacks for these cancels. Gotta be careful now to not be surrounded, but...
Impales around... Oh,
it's good. Locked in.
Happy in the zone.
Exactly, he's so locked in there. TP lost, Expo prevented, but you said it perfectly, Soul. 1 base on tier 3 versus tier 2 is favoring Happy again, so this is the perfect adjustment.
Yes, and Starbuck can't even think about creeping because his Archmage is low. He's going to use this natural objective, this object on this map called Fountain of Health. He's going to regenerate some HP, and look, Happy doesn't need to. He's creeping, and it's looking quite good.
Also, the ghoul on the right-hand side is taking care of the farm. Keep Starbuck's supply block then. Footmen are here.
Yeah, he remembers the Zeppelin drop from yesterday, maybe. It's afraid.
It's getting rougher.
Archmage is healthy, Archmage is back, yeah. So Starbuck would love to cancel Slaughterhouse. That's what makes Undead very strong on tier 3. Destroyers, Obsidian statues.
I really like the
positioning. Can he do it? And these times... Yeah, Starbuck is in defense, Mr. Happy is in defensive position, and yeah, the longer game goes like that for Happy, the better for him.
Exactly. We have rifle casters coming. That is certainly a timing thing. that Starbuck is trying to do. He will push, but that hasn't seen the biggest success rate recently.
Yes, this is true of meta. We were joking a little bit at the start of this game that Archmage Footman is off meta, but the real of meta is to see one base. Most of Archmage versus Criplord games are expansion versus expansion, tier 3 versus tier 3, huge Gryphon army versus Obsidian, Statue, Fiend, Banshee army and stuff like that. But to see what exactly Starbuck is going to do with this one base, it excites me. Is he going to push with MK level 3? Maybe before, maybe inner fire rifles with Priest, you know, we'll see about that.
True that, you can still go tier 3 if you can find the time. Happy is not teching either, so it's not that he's overwhelming with Destroyers and Lich and Orb of Corruption in a bit. Both players have some time. Happy's using that time for the Overlord.
Important moment. Okay, Happy's disengaging, nice impale, the Org Lord is like, bye guys. I will use this time to save my life and...
Nice snipes.
Good
nice
for Happy.
I think so too. I think so too. Not a great series for Starbuck at all. The impales are hitting way too hard.
Yeah, Starbuck would love to build this rifle caster efficient army and push and push and push, but with limited amount of units he can't make impact. And maybe surround on the Criplord.
Oh, there's no TP! Is this the way out?
Oh, this... Let's go, Mr. Starbuck. Oh no!
Oh, you can get out!
The tree, it was enough, and the rifleman will die probably. No, heal him with the priest.
Ooh, it's not looking great. Fiend's getting one more kill in. DK around with the coil at the perfect time. Happy's Fiend micro again, spectacular, similar to what we've seen against 1-2-0 before. Statue is taking some hits. If you can take the statue out, that's a huge win. But Happy is buying time and knows he weathered the storm and is going tier 3.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, tech is very late. That's unusual late. Maybe Mr. Happy wants to, you know, play it safe, right? Oh, this statue may survive, repair it. Look at the water elemental.
On the other side,
elemental source. Yeah.
Getting
and another impale. Archmage has no TP.
Oh no!
This pool. Oh.
Sick
and the
reaction.
statue goes down.
And that was a long chase.
This game is, sorry Mr. Neo for cutting it off, but there's so many these small moves, this game is still so open. Mr. Starbuck, he needs to kill some hero, he needs to deal some damage here. He's not taking himself, he's producing Rifle Caster and Criplord can go, but there's one more EMR coil and Criplord survives. And look at these body blocks, Ghoul is body blocking the priest and another Fiend shot wasn't enough, the priest survives.
When he's getting healed by his colleague. Starbuck has to retreat though. That was his tier 2 timing, I think. Rifles are coming, but it's only 42 supply. Happy's tech halfway through.
And Starbuck is going back. Starbuck has not that much mana. He needs to have some time to heal. And yes, welcome to Undead base, basically.
Yeah, basically.
It's not that easy to fight there. Okay, so but now you see the Brilliance Aura, healing from Priest. It's giving some life to this human army, right? So levels are getting a little bit better. HP is good. And Mr. Starbuck will probably try to get 50 supply. Look, Mr. Neo, Militia is coming already. I think that Mr. Starbuck, oh, he wants to creep the middle with Militia because he has enough lumber to do so. And maybe this level 3 is going to be game changer. Happy with Invisible Criplord.
Ooh, he did this before with the DK. Can he steal with Impale? It would be sick. No, he can't. Item for Starbuck as well. But this will come as a surprise for these poor Militia.
And this Impale, he had all time to prepare this Impale. Impale was pretty sweet, but Starbuck got level 4, now MK. MK needs to get level 3, and yes, Starbuck. Starbuck is going tier 3, Mr. Neo. He's not in rush as well. Interesting. Welcome to the late game.
You were right with your prediction, Soul. Inner fire rifle it is, and one base tier 3 is then all of a sudden a lot more playable for the human with the paladin and the inner fire. It's not the perfect strategy, I'd say, but it's definitely competitive.
Well, as a good caster, I need to give like 10 predictions, and if one of them is true, then you sound smart.
That's why they call me the prophet.
One. And yes, of course, what is very cool about Inner Fire is that when you have rifles, dispel from destroyers is hard, right? Because even though destroyers, they have nice range, to dispel, impale, but it was too late, MK is already on level 3. So destroyers, they don't have easy time dispelling rifles, because rifles can just click on them and kill them.
Right on. Mountain King level 3 is the big timing. Starbuck not shying away from the fights. Good decision making. Takes the golem away. DK has some issues with level 3, for sure. Happy is flirting with the gold mine bottom right, maybe?
That's a good point. And this is uncharted territory for me, right? Like, usually you want to make, with tier 3 versus tier 3 1 base, you want to make expansion when entire map is scrapped, right? Because then there is nothing else to do. But maybe Mr. Happy will try to do something different. And do you know why Happy has this Acolyte on patrol on this expansion?
No, tell me.
I think because he doesn't like to have idle Acolyte icon. And if you use patrol, there is no idle Acolyte icon.
That would be such a happy thing to do. I definitely agree.
And yes, both players are creeping. Let's check the items. Ooh, round bracers on the MK. I think it is one of the best items. Of course, flute. Flute is universally loved by Pala Rifle players and with Archmage Rifle Caster players. But round bracers, this MK is going to eat a lot of coil, novas, and impales in this game.
Okay. Would maybe swap it to the Paladin or the Archmage, as they are less sturdy than the Mountain King. Lich third, of course, well equipped with the claws that Happy always has. Mana potion, Invo potion, 50 food for Happy, so he's a bit more efficient in his gold mining than Starbuck has broken 60 supply already. He's kinda getting ready for another fight or an expansion himself.
Inner Fire is online, so Mr. Starbuck is ready. His labor is looking healthy, so definitely expanding is an option here. And Mr. Happy is so far banking on 50. He's very good at these mind games, when to break the supply, so I'm very interested to see what is he going to do.
Could Starbuck go Griffins against this? Is it too late? Do you need a second base?
I mean, Gryphons are needed only versus Abominations, I think, in one base, and Happy can't afford Abominations, so I really like Mr. Starbuck army. Just upgrade those rifles and the world is yours.
Of course you like the army, it's just rifles.
Well, if you say that rifles should have like this Inner Fire upgrade by default, I can take it, but of course the army full of rifles is not as good as army full of rifles with support with priests, so... And Starbuck is pushing Mr. Neo, look at the militia. Militia is coming, I think he wants to fight.
This fight has to save his grand final, otherwise Happy is 4-0 and B-Cup 16 is over. And Starbuck is losing his very first grand final. We have Militia distracted by this Acolyte on the right-hand side. So they will not be part of the fight.
Militia is mostly to build a like offensive proxy shop for Human Arcane Vault and Mr. Neo. Mr. Neo, this is the moment. Starbuck is in offensive position. And look, Happy saved the gold and now he's producing. He morphed the destroyers. So again, we are getting this very like even situation. Both players, they broke 50 supply. Nobody has expansion, and what to do now? They don't want to fight in each other bases, so they're going to meet in the middle. Perfect.
Little bit of a high ground for Starbuck maybe. This is of course an invite for the Crypt Lord, but where the Impale's gonna end up on and how far forward can you position the destroyers? They want to dispel, take away all the Inner Fire, quite expensive. Onto the Priest we go with the Nova follow-up. Great engagement by Happy.
Yes, and the question is how the good trades are going to be. So far a lot of mana on both players. They are trying to trade as good as possible. I don't see a lot of Inner Fire, so this spell from Mr. Happy is amazing. And MK, can MK survive?
Oh, had the potion, doesn't have it anymore. Paladin at the ready, Holy Light. DK is also not looking too healthy. We have way more Stormbolts. Paladin, too far forward, Lich in trouble as well. Gets him!
But Impale, okay, so Crypt Lord used the big mana potion and Mr. Starbuck is not wasting any time. Now he's chasing. Okay, defensive Impale, not that good. Paladin is the target now. There is Staff of Sanctuary. Paladin is in the hospital, but we don't have more healing with the Holy Light. But Mr. Neo, I like this fight. Starbuck has the supply lead, but
I
no
agree.
expansion. The game is still even.
What's he doing with that advantage is the question. Going for more attack upgrades, going for more rifle. The positioning is amazing, always to the high ground. It is so hard for Happy to engage.
Yes, but Mr. Happy can always go back to the safety of the Undead base. He has, of course, Acolyte on patrol, this time on top left. So he knows exactly that there is no expansion for Mr. Starbuck.
He's trying to get more
And
dispels
Mr.
in.
Neo, what do you feel when you see rifles with 3-0 upgrades? Those are pretty good rifles, aren't they?
I want to cry, and I'm also very afraid. So, yeah, it's not easy for destroyers especially. You said it. There was a moment for them when they had mana, but now it's 15 supply. That doesn't do much.
Yes, now it can be the problem. How are you doing, Mr. Neo? Do you hear me?
Yes, 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 I hear you. Do you not hear me?
Okay, yeah, it's okay, I'll say. Oh, everything is good. Your voice was a little bit weaker in my audio, but it's probably because of this tier 3 upgrade going online for the rifles. And shop control for Starbuck, he has invul on his MK, invul on the Archmage. Yes, you need to have a lot of invuls if you play versus the Emperor. Coil Nova Impale. 1 second and the game is over, so I like it.
We do have 2 staffs, that's amazing. Invo Potion, as you say, Rune Braces as well. Holy Light is at the ready too. Lich is not level 3, so the nuke isn't that strong yet.
Yes, with Staff of Sanctuary, right? The longer the game goes, the better, because it's like the reusable item. So the more times you use it, the better, because it's this free healing. It's basically like mobile Moonwell, basically. So yes, as we can see, Mr. Starbuck is not in a rush. He even found one item on the... He forgot about the item, there's a Ring of Protection on the orange camp, but yeah, it's just +4.
Not bad, not bad. Is countering the Orb of Corruption, basically, so that's not too shabby. Happy builds a meat wagon. No, now
it was a misclick, right? Yeah, it was the misclick. And yes, late game addition of abominations, I like it, with the Disease Cloud, right? Rifles are not that great versus abominations, and yes, 1 abomination is okay to deal with, but if he happy with like 4, then we could think about the Gryphon technology.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have hated the wagon actually. In a very defensive position that can do a lot. You can spread the disease cloud way easier than with an abomination. So maybe later for like the optimized 80 food army. But having an abomination is also mana later if he gets Lich to level 4, because he didn't skill Dark Ritual just yet.
Yeah, you are right, Mr. Neo. Like in these slow fights, when both armies are just going a little bit to the left, a little bit to the ground, right, this 1 mid wagon would be great just to spread the disease cloud, right? Because siege damage is good versus priest, but you know, it's only 1 mid wagon and priests are usually in the back. But to heal the disease cloud when you have a big army, you know, it's not that easy. You need to like manipulate this auto healing because you don't want to heal just 1 HP, right? True. When the disease cloud is ticking, so definitely I would like to see it. But Mr. Happy, he has no lumber.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's making abomination zoo. Look at his base. He has 2 abominations already. He's accumulating them to surprise Starbuck, I think.
That's nice, holding back. Also, the next Ziggurat, he's going over 80 food. He will build a 100 supply army.
Well, he needs to be patient. 500 gold is left in his gold mine. Knowing Mr. Happy, he will wait for the last moment. And look at this. Destroyers are trying to lane, but magic damage is not that strong versus medium armor. And yes, it's just a distraction. And look at this. Those abominations are chilling. Mr. Happy is getting ready for the final fight. And I think Starbuck is going to be surprised.
I think so too. He has no solutions against them except the big damage output by rifles. We don't have Blizzard, it's still Water Elementals. No level 2 Holy Light, which is a bit of a liability. And Happy is just waiting for the perfect moment. He's gonna go up to 4 abominations. probably 5 or 6, and with 1 or 2 abominations, it's relatively easy to deal with them. You just click on them and they disappear. But 6 as a front line, this might be overwhelming.
And the real question is Happy going to sell his Black Citadel? Because it looks quite funny, but he done it in the past. You know, the idea is when you produce your big army, then you just sell buildings, unsummoned buildings that you don't like, and you buy mana potions, you know, healing scrolls, stuff like that. Definitely Mr. Happy is thinking about this.
I agree.
And he's going over 80, as you said. He's not mining, so who cares? 2 more abominations are coming, in total of 6.
And Starbuck only has 100 gold. His mine is empty as well, of course, and he didn't bank at all. He invested into items, as you said. 3 invo potions, 3 heal scrolls. So it's the mass of the undead army against the sustain of the human army.
And to be honest, I think that Starbuck wants to fight now a little bit, you know, to get value from his triple staff. I think
True.
That's my guess, but let's see. Happy's in nice defensive position now. And look, he's selling the Black Citadel.
That is
It
500
always makes
gold.
me laugh.
It's 500
Yeah,
gold, man. It's a lot. It's the best building that you can sell. And it's not only the Black Citadel, but also the 2 techs before. So this is how the mechanic works. And yeah. Upgrade-wise.
Do you think when Happy eats a yogurt, you know, from like a plastic container, he makes sure that the last molecule of the yogurt is gone before he throws it away?
Yeah, for sure,
Because,
man.
you know, those containers, they can have like weird shapes sometime, you know?
I think he's mixing it with water and drinks it.
With water.
He's definitely a
Yes,
fan
and
of
he
recycling.
he keeps the plastic container for like, you know, to keep something in it.
That's
Like to
probably
plant
exactly what he does.
Okay, yes, that's how his gameplay. Look at this base. No, he's selling more ziggurats, and I always wonder what if Starbuck would lame now, you know, just kill those remaining buildings, but it's probably Happy would be just in position. Invisible Crip Lord for the best impale ever, Mr. Neo. Are you ready? No more yogurt talk. Now we are fighting.
Now we go into the nitty-gritty, the meat and potato instead of the yogurt. We apply Inner Fire. The destroyers will try to steal it. We do have Blizzard now, Soul, so a lot more damage on Starbuck, but he's broken. He's 20 supply down.
The bigger army, the best value of Blizzard, of course, but with Blizzard you need to have Clap, and there is no Clap on the MK because Clap keeps the abomination slow. But yes, the Impale was nice, Blizzard is going through. This fight can be quick, don't blink.
Oh, Mountain King in trouble, gets the Holy Light. Still no level 3 on the Paladin, that is a problem. Has to reposition, Grande Impale, oh my god. The damage output by Happy seems to be way too high. The Nova hits in the back, he's on the way to the B-Cup Championship.
Starbuck is kiting, he used the heal scroll, he has better position of the own Blizzard. MK is alive, but I think he's missing Clap, and look, Mr. Neo, all of this HP of rifles is going down, supply doesn't lie.
It is a disaster, that's for sure. Lichnit missing some mana. Now the sustain of the human army has to come in. Starbuck looking for a more defensive position to let the Blizzard work. It is insane damage on Fiends and Abomination. DK can't really reach anymore. Destroyers free to do whatever they want. Now getting targeted finally. Happy has no heal scrolls anymore, but same goes for Starbuck.
There is no more kiting. Mr. Starbuck is trying to hug this Goblin Laboratory to get some help, but Shredder is not coming out. And look, all of those heroes of Mr. Starbuck are low, and I'm afraid, Mr. Neo, that may be the end.
Archmage going down indeed. GG. Happy is your B-Cup 16 Grand Champion after being slapped around yesterday by Starbuck in the winner bracket final. Today, the Emperor's revenge. And it is true once again. Happy is most dangerous when you hurt him before. And yesterday, he was hurt. I can definitely see that this loss yesterday hurt his ego. I wouldn't be surprised if Happy didn't sleep tonight, if he was just working on an anti-Pella rifle technology with meat wave attacks and a well-deserved outclassed 4-0 victory.
watching Pala Rifle gameplay from Lemes replays through entire night. That sounds something like I would like to do. And yes, Mr. Neo, thank you for this experience. And this is actually amazing for the scene. Do you agree? Yesterday, Undead players were sad, and now Undead players, they have hope. And guys, I have one advice for you, Undead players. Just play like happy. There is a way to be, we beat Pala Rifle, try to recreate this, and maybe with this hard Cryptlord laming, you will force your opponents into playing Archmage Footman of meta.
Exactly, exactly. I have another advice for the people out there. Can you guess what it is?
Play more Warcraft 3. That's a good advice, definitely.
That's always a good advice, but if you're not following this man, Soul 8man, a commentator legend, here's the link in the chat, and to put it into your words, if you are not following the channel, please consider following, ladies and gentlemen.